What's up, guys? It's Monday morning, and I made 25 sales over the weekend. We've got some packaging to do. Let's get to work. Good morning, everyone. It's Lonnie. We're in the shed. How's it going, everybody? So if you're new to the program, my name is Matt, and I'm a part-time reseller based out of California. Keep dreaming, you crazy dreamers. Am I going to stay away from yard sales? Well, no. Hey, guys. Pete over here. Craigslist Hunter, and we got some super scores for you. Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Picker. My name is Kevin and we are in the eBay cave this evening, and we didn't sell a ton of stuff today, but we had pretty good prices on what we did sell, so I'm happy with that. But bad news today is I had 2 returns. So I got I knew they were coming. I got 2 returns in the same day. And, you know, everybody hates returns, but it is part of the business, and it is part of January especially. 30-day returns, so you're going to get some. So I'm curious about what percentage of the items that you sell do you have returned. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit today, and then we're going to show you what's sold. But first, let's talk about returns. I had 2 today, and they were both pretty minimal items. One was a super shooter. You've heard me talk about super shooters before. Now, I test the super shooters. I make sure everything is clean, relatively clean. I don't go crazy on the thing, disinfecting and all that, but I make sure it's clean. I make sure the thing is going. I make sure the little screw is turning, and I make sure everything's functioning, and then I put tested working, and I ship it off. I don't actually make cookies with the thing. That's where I think the issue came with this one. They're like, hey, it was working, no problem. It wouldn't come out of there at all the way it wanted to. It wanted to come out of the sides. And I'm just like, well, you know, I don't know. I believe them. I don't know. Maybe they rented the thing to make cookies and then they sent it back. I don't know. But that's just kind of part of the business. I think I sold 5 this year, and I sold 6. I sold 5 of those and then one that was a little bit of a different kind. And I'm going to sell that. I'm going to have to eat the cost, obviously, of the initial shipping and the return shipping, but I'm going to get the item back. I usually ask for the item back 95% of the time just to discourage people from being scammers. That's, I think, good policy for most of us. There are times, depending on what the item is and what the circumstances are, and if I'm at fault and how much I trust the buyer from whatever, you know, feeling I have, I guess, that I won't require the return. I know some people talk about if it's electronic, they want a video of you cutting the cord on the thing and all kinds of stuff like that. And maybe that's good policy. I just ask for the thing back most of the time, and I check to make sure it's the same one. There's only so much you can do, but these 2 returns I think are both legit. One of them was a Harley-Davidson sweatshirt. I guess it's a sweatshirt that they said, hey, it just didn't fit them right. They don't like it, and they want to send it back. Okay, I don't like that. But it is what it is, and I'll have to eat that return shipping cost, and I'll relist it and resell it, and I'm going to make money on it anyways. That's not the way you want to make money. The super shooter, I'm going to part out. I didn't open up either one of them, but I usually open them up fairly quickly. I'm always curious to see how people return items. The super shooter seems like it's really rattly, although sometimes when I ship them out, they're somewhat rattly too. I do my best on them. So it is what it is. Now, I sold 770 items in the last 60 days. So I've had 4 returns out of those. One of them we discussed was a cassette. These 2 I discussed, and I can't remember what the other one is. But there was one more return. I've had 4 returns in that time period, and I will have more. My guess is if my numbers play out, I'll have, I don't know, maybe 4 more. It could be 2, could be 10, I'm not quite sure, but 4 more probably. And that's pretty typical for me. I like to keep my numbers definitely under 2% returns, definitely. I really like to keep it right at 1%. You know, 8 returns would be really close to 1%. We're sitting at about 0.5 here, and you know, or 0.05, I guess. And that's okay. I'm perfectly fine with that. I'd like to have none. But if it starts creeping into the 4s and 5%, it's starting to eat into your profit. If it's starting to creep into the 4 and 5%, it's eating into your profits. And it also depends on what you're selling. Some people are going to have no returns because of what they're selling. And some people are going to have a ton of returns because of what they're selling. So if you're a clothing seller, let me know in the comments, what are your return rates if you predominantly do clothing? My experience is old electronics get returned pretty often, sometimes in the 4 and 5% range. It just depends on what it is. So let me know what you sell and then what your percentage of returns is, and I'll compare them to mine and see if they're close to the numbers we're talking about here. I just thought it would be an appropriate topic to bring up in January. There's a lot of new resellers that watch the show, and don't get too discouraged. It's part of it. Now, when you get, a big return on an item that you were so happy about selling, that's a tough pill to swallow. But occasionally it's going to happen, and you kind of got to pad that in. That's why you keep your accounts full of some money. You can't just draw everything out that you're making. You need to either figure out a way to pay yourself, or you've got to leave money in those accounts to make sure, past 30 days, whatever it is. I've got a couple methods in which I do that so that those accounts aren't empty. Plus, I like to keep money in there to make sure I have capital in order to make good buys when they come up. So anyway, let's take a look at the 7 things that sold today, and we may add on, since I'm doing this at night and I'm off school, we may add a few more in the morning as well before we go to the post office. So thanks for joining us. Let's take a look. All right, so our first sale back here is one of our bread and butters. We don't make a ton on these, but there's so much of it, it's hard to pass it up. This was free, and it was in a free box. And it's a Liberty University shirt. It's the class of 2018. I don't know, maybe somebody didn't get one at graduation, who knows. And it says Change the World on it, and it sold for $10, and it was free. So $10 on something free that's gonna be 8 ounces. It's probably 5.5 ounces. It's a really light shirt, so it's gonna be 8 ounces. So we're gonna say that this is going to be about a $5.50 profit. All right, some of you may have saw me buy this at a yard sale not too long back. It's the one, if you remember, a lot of you were telling me to buy that bench, that little kitchen bench area, and I wasn't sad at all that I left it, because later that day I found a bunch of stuff that I needed to buy. When you're looking at these videos, you're only seeing about a third of my day. There was a lot more that I needed to buy that day, and I had space to put it in, thank goodness, because I didn't buy that big giant bench. At any rate, I can't even remember what I paid. I have to go back and look at that video. I think I paid $5 for it. I think they wanted 10. I might have paid 10. I'm not sure. I hope I didn't pay 10, but I might have. I'll have to look. $32 is what it sold for plus shipping. So if I paid 10, we're looking at about an $18 profit. If I paid 5, we're looking at about 23. 18 on an item like this, I don't know why I did it, to be honest with you. But 23, I can kind of see it takes up a little space, and I'm glad it's gone. Everywhere I go, I find myself watching what people are wearing. People that are far cooler than me, what they're wearing, because I'm not going to wear that stuff unless I find it at the Goodwill or the yard sale. Vineyard Vines still just persists. A lot of kids still wear Vineyard Vines. I mean, I don't know why, phases go in and out, but Vineyard Vines seems to have held on for quite a while, I guess. $19.95 free shipping, so this was a Goodwill buy. I think Blue Ridge Mama bought it. I always tell her, if it's something plain Jane like this, get it. But if it's got the tag, dry cleaner tags, and it's got no stains on it, that sure seems to help it sell. And I listed this just a couple days ago, sold for $20. You figure $4 purchase, maybe $3.50 to ship, and about $3 in fees. So we're looking at close to a $10 profit. All right, here's some old world Christmas ornaments that sold, and this is from the Happy Little Accident. Here's a little pocket watch, kind of neat, so I don't drop them. Little jingle bell, y'all hear that up there? I think Reagan's doing some gymnastic flips. Might have to go holler at her to wait for a minute. You can tolerate it, she's just having fun. Here's a little star, deck of playing cards, and a lantern. Now, I could have sold these each separately. I'm not sure I could have sold the star separately. I could have sold these separately and probably made more money, but we had so much of it, I was trying to get through it, and I'm happy. Here's the Royal Flush on the back. I just started to put some together in lots to get rid of it. You end up making close to the same amount of money anyways, because you're saving on shipping. And 5 of those wrapped properly, we're going to stay under 16 ounces and still not break anything. I sold for $30, $29.81. So let's add that to our total for the Happy Little Accident. So for those of you who haven't been watching the show, and I know I say that a lot, y'all, but for those of you who have been here from the beginning, like Thrifty is me out there, we add, it seems like 30 to 80 people every single day on the channel, so I always refer to that. So this is from the Happy Little Accident haul. If you want to go back and type in Commonwealth Picker, Happy Little Accident, you can find it. We spent $200 and we're tracking that sale, how many hours we put into it, how much money we're going to make. We're going to come close to making $100 an hour on that sale. It's been a lot of work, but we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. I think we will get to 2,500. We're not going to track it to 2,500 because some things will sell a year from now, but we're down to maybe 10% left, maybe 20% left max of what was in that sale. We still have some creative memories, still have a few ornaments up there, and still have a few things in the antique booths, and a few things for the 4th of July as well. So we haven't got to that holiday, obviously. We're a long way away, that we're saving for then. Old World Christmas ornament lot, $21 profit from $29.81. I just guesstimated. It's probably closer to $22, but in between $21 and $22 after fees and shipping. Total of $2,130 so far out of a $200 investment. And we need to add on the antique booth sales from last month, and there looks to be about $60 worth of Christmas ornament sales from the Happy Little Accident that will add on to this total as well, and then hopefully sell off a few more things. This is also from a yard sale we had on the GoPro, and this was an interesting one. It's a great yard sale. If you remember, if you've been around a while, I don't remember which yard sale it was. It might have been Daniel's Big Adventure, the one where we went with a new reseller, a new eBayer. There was 2 of those, and it might have a lemonade stand on it. I think that's the one, but I'm not sure. And we were in a garage, and it was late in the day, and we just happened to hit this one on the way home in a place that I would not typically be. And they were some really nice people in there, and I bought some old Coleman lanterns. Matter of fact, a couple of them are still back up here. I never even listed them. I like them so much, red and green ones, so I just kind of kept them. Eventually I'll list them, I suppose. Maybe we'll put one out on the porch in the Commonwealth cabin and let it just sit there for a while. I like it. And I saw this on the way out, along with 2 other motorcycle manuals, and I think they were both for a Honda. And I sold both of those for pretty good money, 20 or 30 bucks a piece. I paid $1 a piece, maybe $2. I can't remember. Maybe I think I paid $5 for 3 of them. I have to go back and look at the sale. But this one, I just picked them all up. I knew they would be worth it. I didn't know what they'd be worth. I didn't know this one would be worth this much. This one sold for $54.88 plus shipping. So that's a really good profit on that, from $2 or $1, whatever I paid, into $54 for a book. So don't ever look over Harley Davidson. Some of it's just kind of run of the mill. Some of it's really good. I got a couple of 3D shirts up there I still need to list. I know, crazy, but I got to get that out there and get those shirts listed. And those came from the Nirvana plush sale of all places. All right, this was from the yard sale that's entitled, like, I came out smelling like a rose at this yard sale, and we found 3 different perfumes, or maybe 2 of these different, you know, this one's not quite full, and then we found that Fendi, and that sold for really good money, like 75 bucks, and we paid $1 a piece, and this was $1 as well, and this is Summer Hill, Scarborough and Company, and it sold for $30 plus shipping, so it's a nice little sale on some perfume. We are really getting down to the nitty-gritty on this. I hear somebody. You want to come and say hi? You got it? Oh. All right, I was interrupted here. Blue Ridge Mama came down, right. So I'm going to let her. You know, I almost gave you this for Christmas. Would you have liked that?
Summer Hill. I liked my grandma's white shoulders. I'm just kidding. No.
No? All right.
Would you like me liking this?
No. So I paid $1 for that. At any rate, did you have something to say?
No.
Okay. Well, she's just going to...
I mean to you. Not to you.
All right. So here's some Mary Kay. We're down to the nitty-gritty. You don't have to go away, you know. Okay. Down to the nitty-gritty on this. This sold for $12.95. And thank you all for joining us. You want to say goodbye?
Goodbye. Merry Christmas.
All right, I'm going to go upstairs. All right, hey, we got a little viewer mail here from Rideshare Reseller. And this one's for Bubba. Go ahead and open it. Be careful, don't cut any, probably like gold in there. You know.
That's cool. Steelers.
That is pretty neat.
Go hang it up on the
Heck,
tree.
it's like a totem. We'll go put it on the tree right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now his name is Mike. Would you say thank you, Mike?
Thank you, Mike.
All right, that's
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. That's the Rideshare Reseller. Thank you, Mike. You're a Niners fan, so I know you're a good man to send the Steelers stuff.